Queen Ganga gave birth to a son. King Shantanu gave away his precious necklace as reward to the maid who had brought the good news and rushed to Ganga's palace. But he was puzzled to see Ganga going towards the river with the newborn in her arms. He wanted to ask Ganga the reason, but he remembered her condition and kept quiet. Shantanu followed Queen Ganga silently. At the river bank, she turned back and smiled at King Shantanu. Then she put the newborn into the water and let the current wash it away. It shocked King Shantanu. Queen Ganga returned with a smile of satisfaction on her face. Shantanu watched with unbelieving eyes and remained speechless. A few weeks hence, Shantanu received the news of Ganga again being pregnant. He forgot about the sad fate of the earlier son. The news of the birth of his second son brought him to Ganga's palace, where he found her again marching towards the river with the infant. He sadly staggered after her. Ganga again let the infant get carried away by the water currents. Shantanu was grief stricken. His eyes shed tears of pain and anguish, but he could do or say nothing, being in the bind. And thus Queen Ganga murdered 7 of her sons, shared by King Shantanu. And sometime later, Queen Ganga gave birth to her 8th son. As usual, set out for the river to repeat her horror act. As she bent down to put the infant on the water currents, Shantanu thundered, "Now stop it! Enough is enough! Do you realize that you are murdering my 8th son? Do you want to put an end to my dynasty and deny the kingdom a heir to the throne? Why? Oh, why?" Queen Ganga withdrew her hands that held the newborn. She straightened up and turned to say, "King, you have broken your promise by intervening so. I must leave you, but before I depart, I shall reveal to you the reason of my act. Dear King, I am Ganga of the heavens. Once sage Vasishtha got very displeased with 8 Vasu angels of heaven. He put a curse on them to take birth on earth as human beings and suffer the miseries of human life. The Vasu angels were terrified. 7 of them prayed to the sage for his pardon. The 8th one remained defiant. The sage pardoned the 7 and said, "You will take birth on earth, but shall die immediately after to return to the heavens. You won't live to suffer miseries. But the 8th unrepentant Vasu will live long to suffer all the pains and tragedies of the human life. So I transformed into a woman and married you simply to help the 7 angels get freed of the curse. My job is done and I return to the heavens. But I shall take along your 8th son. I shall bring him up and fill him with incredible power of fortitude and forbearance to enable him to go through the harshest of the tragedies of the life. I will return him to you as a young man." So saying, Ganga hugged her son to her bosom and flashed into the skies.